Plane, shapes, and area. A plane shape is a shape that only has two dimensions, that is, length and width. In other words, a plane shape is a shape that's flat. Okay? Shapes have a name if they have three or more straight sides and closed sides, meaning this would not be considered a polygon because it's open. So a polygon has to be closed, it has to be straight, and it has to have three or more sides with it. So some shapes you know, we have a square, a rectangle. This, most of you would call it a diamond, but this is actually called a rhombus. And I'm going to write that for you right here. So we have a rhombus. We also have a trapezoid. A trapezoid is characterized by the two lines on the sides and then two lines that will eventually cross over if you keep drawing them. We have a parallelogram, which is a rectangle that has two sides that are also parallel, but they're at an angle. They're not straight like a normal rectangle. Then shapes are named by the number of sides and angles that they have. So 3 sides and angles is called a triangle. Tri means 3. 5 sides and angles is a pentagon. 6 sides and angles is a hexagon. 7 sides and angles is a heptagon. 8 is called an octagon. 9 is a nonagon. And 10 is a decagon. And you can go on and on with the number of sides, but we're going to stop right here at decagon. I want to talk to you about area. Area would be the amount that it takes to cover the surface, whether I'm coloring it, painting it, covering it with tiles. That is what area it is the total amount it takes to cover over a surface. A surface just means the top, like the top of your desk or the top of the floor or a wall. So the area of the wall would be how much paint it would take to cover the wall. So some shapes have a formula and how you can figure out area. And so we are looking specifically at rectangles and squares in this example today. So you can use squares to help you. Square units, that could be square inches, it could be square centimeters, it could be square miles. It doesn't matter. But you can use squares to help you figure out the area of a rectangle. And one formula we use for that is area is length, L stands for length, times width. So we can figure out, for instance, if this rectangle had a width of 3 and a length of 6, meaning the long part of this is 6 square units long, and the width, even though it's top to bottom, is the shortest part, is 3 square units. We could use that to help us by drawing on the inside 3 rows and 6 columns, and I know you know how to do that. And if you did that, you'd be able to count the amount of square units inside. So I'm going to do that for you. So in drawing my lines, I just wanted you to be aware that it has to be equal parts. So even though I had to make 3 rows here, each one is an equal part for you to figure it out. So now you can see I've made 3 rows and 6 columns. And when I get all done here, you can either count the squares or you can add up all of the columns. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You could add the rows, 6 plus 6 plus 6. Or you could simply just multiply 3 times 6. Whatever you do, you will get the same answer, and you could check yourself by counting. And if you wanted to prove your answers, you could simply just write in here and so on, so you can count them. If you count it, you would see that the area of this is 3 times 6 is 18. And I don't want to leave off my label, so square, we usually abbreviate square with SQ, units. And so square units, You can write that, or this little symbol too is sometimes what people use instead of writing square. So they might write 18 square units there. And so this is what we're talking about. And if it's inches, I'm sorry. If it's inches, they will write the measurement there. I just wanted you to see it a little neater. 18 square inches is how you would read this, or you could write out the word square inches. And so this is plane shapes and area.